Alright, good morning. This is Dennis Murphy with Greenville County Schools. I'm going to be demonstrating the loading and unloading procedures for the school bus. So as I go to load, I'm going to check my mirrors, make sure no one's trying to come around the bus too fast. When it's clear, I'm going to activate my amber student warning lights 300 to 100 feet away. I'm approaching, I'm still checking the mirrors, make sure there's no kids running towards the bus. And as I approach my stop, I'm going to stop 10 to 12 feet before the students. I'm going to stop the bus. I'm going to pop the brake, lock it in neutral. I got two to the right, so I'm going to hold them. Pop, lock, hold, check my mirrors, making sure my 12-foot danger zone is clear. Once it is, I'll open the door and continue to hold. I'm going to verify my stop arm and cross gator fully expanded. Once they're out, check my mirrors again. Danger zone's clear. Count my two and wave them towards the bus. I'm going to count the two coming up. Good morning, good morning. I'm going to check my mirror to verify that they're seated. Once they're seated, I'm going to check outside, make sure I don't have any latecomers. Once my danger zones are clear, I'm going to activate my hazards and close my door. Verify my stop arm and crossing gator fully retracted. Still nothing in my danger zone, so I'm going to shift the drive and release the brake. My last crucial 5-point mirror check. Danger zone's clear. As I pull off, I'm going to wait till I pass the stop and deactivate my hazards. Now we're going to stop behind the stop sign, leaving a gap between the bus and the sign. Since I can't see around the corner, I'm going to pull up without impeding in the intersection. Stop again for 2 to 3 seconds. Making sure it's clear. So next I'm going to pick up 2 students on the left. I'll turn down this street and go by the basketball net. Watch my mirrors, make sure I don't bust them on that lens. Make a nice square turn. And my stop's about 100 to 200 feet away, so I'm going to check my mirrors, make sure it's clear. I'll activate my student warning lights. Still looking for kids as I'm approaching the stop, make sure no one's popping out these driveways. I got 2 kids in this basketball net, so I'm going to stop 10 to 12 feet before the stop. Pop the brake, lock it in neutral, hold my students. Check my mirrors, make sure my danger zones are clear, all traffic stopped. Open my door while I'm continuing to hold. I'm going to verify my stop arm and crossing gator fully out. Danger zones are clear. One swift motion, I'm going to wave the 2 across the street. Crossing, I'm counting 1, 2 are on this side. I'm going to count the 2 getting on the bus. Good morning, good morning. We'll verify that they're seated in my student mirror. Once they're seated, check my mirrors outside. Look for any latecomers. Once it's clear, I can activate my hazards. Another mirror check. It's clear, close my door. Danger zones are clear, stop arm and crossing gator fully retracted. I'm going to wait for that 9 to 12 second buzzer to go off. Once it's clear, I'm going to do another mirror check. Back in drive, release my brake. Another crucial 5-point mirror check. Danger zones are clear. I'm going to pull away. After the tail of the bus passes the stop, I'm going to deactivate my hazards. stop sign, pull forward again for a second look, 3 seconds each time. See, it's clear. Drive slowly, tree on the corner. Okay, this next street up to my right, I'm going to do a turnabout. I'm going to check my mirrors, make sure no one's trying to come around the bus. Activate my hazards, 300 to 100 feet away. I'm approaching my street. I'm going to go by real slowly, looking down the street for any kind of dangers, vehicles, limbs, mailboxes. Might be a landscaping truck parked there. If there is, I'd have to find somewhere else to turn today. I'm going to pull up past the street. Wait for the tail of the bus to back. Steer the bus. I would ask my tester to go to the rear. Once they get to the back, I'm going to ask if it's clear. They say it's clear. We'll put it in reverse, release my parking brake, check my mirrors, ask the second time if it's still clear. Once they say yes, I'll start backing up until my tires come to the corner of the curb or the street, making sure I don't hit the grass. I'm going to try to take the bus around with the curb, and I'm checking the mirrors in front too. Making sure no one's walking up to this bus as I'm doing my turnabout. Back up till I'm parallel with the grass, making sure that tail swing. I don't ever want to lose sight of that asphalt between the bus and the grass. Back up slowly. Get parallel with the grass on my side of the road. Once I'm behind the stop sign, I'm going to secure the bus. Put it in neutral. Ask my tester to please come back up front and be seated. Once my tester comes up and they're seated, I'm going to check my mirrors. Make sure it's all clear. I'm going to turn left here, so I'm going to unscrew the bus with my signal on. Check the mirrors again. I'm going to stop twice again so I can see around this corner. You don't have to stop twice. We recommend you don't, but if you have to get a better look, 2 to 3 second stop. Make my left turn, nice square turn. And at the next street to the left, I'm going to drop off my 3 students to the left. So my 4 students to the left. So I'm going to check my mirrors. No one's trying to come around the bus. They're 300 to 100 feet away. I'm going to activate my hazards. Anytime we drop at an intersection, we want to stay about 100 feet back. About the distance between 2 telephone poles. So I'm going to stop the bus, pop the brake, lock it in neutral. I'm going to hold my students on the bus. Check my mirrors, danger zone's clear, all traffic stopped. I'll open my door while I continue on the hold. Danger zones are clear, stop arm and cross gate are fully extended. So I'm going to communicate to my students. All 4 of you, please go 10 foot in front of the bus. Wait for me to motion you across. Before you go across, stop before you leave the front of my bus and take a double check for yourself. So I'm going to count my 1, 2, 3, 4 going off. Wait for them to get 10 feet in front of the bus. I'm going to hold them. Check my mirrors. All traffic still stopped. Danger zones are clear. One swift motion. I'm going to motion the 4 across the street. I'm going to wait for the 4 to get in the driveway or the lawn. Double check, make sure they're not coming back to the bus. Check my mirrors, my danger zone's clear, so I'm going to activate my hazards. Mirror check, close my door, verify my stop arm and crossing gate are fully retracted. Danger zones are still clear. Kids are still walking towards our house. I'll wait that 9 seconds. Now it's still clear after checking the mirrors. I'm going to shift and release. My last crucial mirror check. Once it's clear, we're going to pull off. We'll keep them hazards activated until we pass our stop. So pass the stop, I'm going to deactivate the hazards. Now I have to go on the other side of the road because of this car, so hazards only 100 feet away. I'm going to keep my hazards activated until I get fully around this vehicle. Once I'm around this vehicle and back into my lane, entire bus tail end to deactivate my hazards. Now coming up, we're going to have a railroad crossing. And once I see that yellow sign with the black cross hatches, I'm going to activate my hazards, which is normally 300 to 100 feet before the track. You're better to activate them sooner than later, so see the cross hatches. My hazards are activated. I'm going to open up my window, make sure my noisemakers are off. I'm going to quiet my kids. And I want to stop the bus 15 to 50 feet before the railroad track. And once I stop, I want to do this quickly but safely. I don't want to do a slow and go. I want to do a stop, a quick look, listen, feel. I like to look 3 times each way. So now I'm 15 to 50 feet away. I'm going to open my door. Kids are still quiet. I'm going to look, listen, feel. The lights aren't active. I don't hear anything. I'm going to close my door. And then I'm going to cross the tracks without slowing down. And once the tail of the bus clears the tracks, I'm going to deactivate my hazards. At this time, I can turn my noisemakers back. I want to let the kids talk. That's our loading and unloading procedures at railroad crossings. Thank you for watching.